Hey beautiful people, and welcome to today's video. I am going to ask a very special question. I'm going to ask the question, what does it mean to be human? And I just want to give you a little bit of background on why I want to ask this question. But this morning I just had a really amazing session with my group, and it was one of those where we asked questions regarding a particular transmission that I shared from Earth Mission Command. And in it came the truly obvious distinction between feeling and emotions. And it came out in this transmission at the end that EMC says, we hope that you all regain or received the true gift of freedom that feeling is. And when I first channeled that line, it was disturbing to me because I always felt that I have too much emotions, that they take too much room, that they disturb me from being in reality. They just in the way, and I wished I had less. And they never seemed like a gift because there were some emotions that shouldn't be there, that I didn't want to have, and so a way that I was feeling that was not in tune to how I wanted to feel. And so it never felt very much like a gift. But I felt that in that line, there was a threshold that was crossed. And today, as we shared and we understood, emotions are available. They are like the colors of the rainbow. They are not created inside us. They exist in our reality in the same way that all manners of colors exist in our reality. And one experience, one event, one moment in time of our reality is colored by all of these, and the ones we let in correspond to, or is how we are translating the event, and this is how we are feeling. Our feeling is how we are interpreting our the events in our reality with respect to where we're at in our evolution. So whether we're interpreting this event as something that makes us feel anger or sadness or frustration or disempowerment or whatever it is, this is one of the colors that exist. And if we can stay with that, say that is how I'm feeling now, this is how I'm translating this, but the whole spectrum of the rainbow is present in that experience. I have access to it when I'm ready for it, but at the moment I am feeling anger about it. So my response to this event is translated through the color or the lens of anger. And other ways of seeing this experience are just as valid and acceptable, and that way is gifting me a message. And to make that understandable, that the lens, the color that I'm taking in from that event is just one of them, and the way I'm feeling and responding is my translation of it. And someone else next to me may be having the same or being part of the same, but because their different baggage of experience has brought them to a different place, they may be letting the same emotion in or not. The way they feel is different, and even if they let the same emotion in, the reasons why they feel that can be different. And so I just became really amazed at I'm going to use the word technology here, but I hope you can receive it in the broader sense, meaning the human technology that we are, as we are able to compute all the information that we are in relationship to what we're having, and that is what makes up the present moment. And that's what gives rise to our feelings, because they are influenced by the emotions we are taking on or letting in, which color we're letting shine in. And that really just fascinated me. And that's why I want to ask the question, what does it mean to be humans? Because I imagine that animals do life differently, and plants and minerals and disembodied energies and beings do life differently. So, what does it mean to be human? Let's see what they have to share about this. Now, that is a really, really wonderful question, and a really wonderful way to put how the human body's function serves as your translator of the energy of your reality in relationship to the energy of your inner self. And you are unique on this earth, on this plane, on this sphere, who have a difference between the inner and outer world. You are unique in having that, we want to say, secret inner world. There is not wrong in that, or not fault in that, or not even something to be proud of in that. It is just the nature of how the species evolution has taken shape. And you are in the process, as all of this awareness about emotions, about feelings, about understanding the mechanics of the way humans live life, the way they create life, the way they create the experiences around them, the way they create. This is part of the desire to return to a state of homeostasis with the environment. And for too long, humanity has kept inside what they felt was not in tune with the outside, not acceptable for the outside. And it has created a lot of inner friction, inner tension, which has absolutely solidified the barrier between the inner and outer world. It has made it so the invisible aspects of your reality have become shut out, and you are missing so much of the information that is vital to your enjoyment of the human experience. And you are coming to a place where you have decided that it is no longer valuable enough to keep inside the energies that don't seem to be welcomed outside, and to melt that barrier between the two worlds that you have created, so that you can again enjoy being human, enjoy the fullness of information exchange that is truly available and possible, and how it can translate in your ability to create instantaneously, to uplift, to elevate, to enjoy, delight, be surprised, and feel like life is magical. Now, we say the word magical not with reservation, but with a desire to bring into you this enthusiasm that it is extremely positive, possible, and uplifting to begin to do this transformation. And we don't mean by this that you have to break down this barrier very abruptly or painfully, or in an uncomfortable way. All we're saying is that this is the process that humanity has geared itself towards in response to the realization that being embodied as a human has become an experience that feels more painful than enjoyable. And that it's not something that is easy for individuals to feel proud of who they are. And it is the reverse of the intended original design. It is in opposition to the purpose of being embodied. The purpose of being in a human body is to perceive the world, to receive all of the information, to filter it may seem like a strange word, but to perceive it through the unique perspective of the lens that you are, and to then create what is inspired from that. But so much has been put in between by desire to fit in the box, desire to be loved, all of these these 5 currents of core wound that or soul wound that some of you call, that you carry within, has obscured your understanding that you have come to be this unique perspective, because it gives rise to unique creations. These unique creations, when enjoyed by the other humans around you, elevate, motivate, stimulate more unique creations. You are in a planet, in a sphere of infinite potential for creation, and yet most of what you create is dissatisfying to you. But the original intention of being an embodied human is learning to create satisfying, enjoyable, delightful, surprising, magical experiences. This is the purpose of being in a physical body, is to have the possibility to shape, to feel, to experience the texture of life. So you are moving in this upward spiral of melting away the wall between the two worlds, so you can again create from inspired joy, from your unique blend, without trying to fit into a box, without trying to emulate what has been. It's not that everything you create will be a new invention. It's just that what you create is unique to you. It's not to respond to a need because it will make money. It's not to satisfy what others think I should do. It's just because that tickles me and I really want to walk towards this, and I'm willing to explore, even if it goes in many different directions and I'm not exactly sure what the outcome of it is, but it's fascinating to me and it's interesting, and that's my fuel. Because when humans are in that line of experiencing, they are emanating energy. They are not absorbing or taking on or requiring or sucking energy from life. So the idea of being embodied as a human, what is the purpose? The purpose is to create from the original perspective that you are, and to experience that, to enjoy it. And there's not, when we say a purpose, to create a definition, a rendered idea of what it is you come to create. You come to create, not create something specific. You come to create an exploration path, a satisfaction in the moment of, this is something new, this is interesting. If I put this and this together, I like what it creates, or I don't like, so I'll go here instead. And it is the enjoyment of that which you are all keeping yourselves from doing because, well, it looks weird to others, or it won't make money, or it's not what my family expects, or my friends are expecting something of this from me because I'm good at this, or all of these things, and society thinks that, and well, the trend is this, and all of these human mind constructs that we call human mind construct, because in your mind you have constructed an idea that this is the form, this is the path, this is what is acceptable. And we say all paths are acceptable if you are in alignment with it, but if it is inspiring you to go and explore this aspect, if it is uplifting you to dive into this subject, to find out more about it. It's not, well, is it acceptable for others, or I'm wouldn't be talking about this with others, or all of these things are keeping you from the experience of being human. And more you see around you that people you've known for a long time all of a sudden have discovered new interests in themselves, or have started speaking about something that they've always had an interest in but never spoke to you about, because there was this wall where they didn't feel at ease or comfortable enough to share. This is just their personality finding ease in your presence to express those things that they never did before. And it is not to say, well, I have been a bad friend, I have been misaligned in the way I received them. No, it is just that something in you is open and something in them is open, and now that new possibility exists for you to share on that subject, even if you're not receptive to the idea or it's too far out of your comfort zone to take in. Be happy that someone feels at ease enough with you to share that information, and be supportive that it's nice that you're expressing that. It will teach you that you can also express things that you've been keeping on the quiet, or you're not sure how other people will take. The experience of being human is all that. It's also the evolution of melting the wall between the two. All of it is the experience. It's the experience that you do not get if you are a tree. It's the experience that you do not get if you don't exist in a body and you're just energy. It's the experience that you don't get if you're the grass under your feet. And don't get us the wrong way. Each of these experiences brings something different. But you are in this world of duality to experience all sides, both sides, if you will, of the truth. If you look at your yin-yang design, it has the white and the black, but a dot of each inside of the other, because you are there to have that experience of, even though this is what I'm into, I feel that understanding that this other person could see it in a different way. And you are all coming to that, even if when you look on the outside, it looks like chaos. It looks like everyone is angry. It looks like everyone has contradicting opinions that could never find harmony. It looks like that because you're in the process of, remember what we said, melting the barrier of everything that's been kept inside that didn't feel like it could be seen by others, understood by others, perceived in the right way. Slowly, all of these things are emerging so that you can be totally in transparency with who you are and create from that place. But in that buffer zone, in the zone of transformation, it's as if you are redesigning your kitchen, and in between the moment where you have the old kitchen and the new kitchen, there's chaos. There is some form of destruction of the old, some form of ripping out of the old cabinets and leaving bare walls with hanging pieces of tapestry or paint, different colored paint layers from the previous years. Understanding that this is the rawness you're seeing. It looks like chaos, but it is a direction. It is a progression, an evolution towards a place where it's no longer that out of the box to express something that is not necessarily in accordance with everyone else. And it's okay that some people might not take it, understand it straight away, but it's still okay to express it. All of that is part of the buffering zone that humanity has gone into as it becomes, again, what it is meant to be. Well, that was a long conversation. I hope that made sense for you. It sure does make sense for me. And remember, if you have any questions, anything you want to ask, or any clarification maybe that you want on the things that are shared in the video, feel free to put that in the comments and I will be sure to address them. So for now, big hug.